Marketeers Tim back with a Wednesday episode of Live Drawing with Tim Fielder. I am Tim Fielder, coming at you live from Stone Mountain, Georgia. We are live on Kick. We are live on Twitch. We are live on 2 YouTube channels. We are live on Facebook, multiple Facebook pages. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Substack. And we're live on LinkedIn. Again, the problem child of TikTok, we're trying to work it out. But for right now, this is where we are. I want to thank you guys for joining in once again. I hope that you guys are having a great Wednesday. This is what they call traditionally Hump Day. Hump Day is cool. I am, just for you guys who might be chiming in today, I am presently in Atlanta, GA, in the suburb of Stone Mountain, with my parents, helping my parents doing their thing. They're up in age now, and you have to make yourself available to do that. It appears that all the streams are running well, no errors, so that is a good thing, except for that damn TikTok, where everything's moving okay. I'm very happy, proud. We had a very good production meeting with Stephen Barry and Leo McGovern on Black Prince. I'll show a little bit of that work. It's just, when you get in the thick of the woods, the only thing you can do is just keep chopping. That's the only way to get out of it. You just have to keep moving in one direction, and eventually you will reach the end of the forest. And the key is to pace yourself so that you can survive in the forest. That's really it. As for myself, I'm enjoying the work. I'm a little exhausted today, so I think today may only be maybe like a 2-hour show, and that's because I stayed up to 4:30 in the morning. Now, why did I stay up until 4:30 in the morning? I stayed up to 4:30 in the morning because I'm trying to get High John Conqueror, if I can, ready to launch this week during New York Comic Con. The ideal date for it to launch would either be Saturday or Sunday, but we have to see what we can do, right? Because I still have obligations to finish other work. But so why am I doing this? Isn't the commercial work the most important thing? Well, commercial work is super important for me because, as I was talking with my friend Yatasha about joy generators, I have had to knock on some wood there. Have tried my best to make sure there's an aspect of joy generation in every project that I'm doing. That's something I had to fight to do, and maybe fight is the wrong word, but certainly flow to do. And that is where I am now. So the intent is to try to get some joy out of everything that I do. And perhaps that will help me deal with the feelings of being overwhelmed, because I get easily overwhelmed when I do my work. But when I pop in the zone, like staying up to 4:30 in the morning, there you go. Now, why did I do that? Stayed up to 4:30 in the morning because I'm getting High John Conqueror ready, and you all remember the initial version that I showed yesterday. Well, maybe if you were here, what happened was the plan was to do 1-minute episodes. 30 seconds of it would be work in progress, how it was drawn. And then the second half of it would be the actual finished artwork. Well, I got feedback. Most people were cool with what it was, but then my sister-in-law said she had difficulty understanding what was going on. So I thought about it, and the idea was that I would show the finished work first, and then show the work in progress in the back half. And I thought about that. I said, well, maybe that's an idea. That's something. But people like to see things sort of progress over time and then see the finished project. They don't want to see, they don't mind seeing a snippet of the opening project, and then they see how it's done. So I needed a little advice. So who do I go to? ChatGPT. And as a matter of fact, let's go to my desktop and see, so you guys can see how I work. Oh, hold on. Let me check one other thing here. I want to make sure. Straight ahead. Oh, we got a little. Oh, what's happening there? Oh, I'm frozen in place. Oh, Lord. What's happening? All right, hang on one second, guys. I think it's probably because I'm not connected there. I may have hit the SOS button. Yep, that is exactly what happened. An emergency. So you got to be careful when you do that. There we go. Yep, now we should be good. Now I just got to pop this guy here. Let's try it. All right, now let's go here. Straight ahead. Yes. I mean, it's a little bit weird. But that's okay. I don't mind that. There we go. Still weird, but hey, what the heck. Let's move this over slightly, I guess. That's weird. And we'll stick right there for now. Right. Got my chin cut off. Okay, that's good enough. All right, so part of what I'm doing here is I am working very, very diligently at trying to finish High John Conqueror. Let's go to our desktop here. You can see me looking at my streams here. I'll move that over there because no need to show that stuff right now. This is from Black Prince, but let's go to High John here and go here. I am Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist, known specifically for doing Maddie's Rocket, Infinitum, and Afrofuturist Tale, the graphic history of hip hop, along with my writing partner, Dr. Walter Grayson of Macalester College, and our managing partner, Christina Hunksbrook Lamartina. It's a lot of effort we put into these books. I am delayed on all of my books, but that's okay because we just got to keep working until we finish, right? That's the most important thing. All right. Why did I stay up to 4:30 in the morning? I stayed up to 4:30 in the morning to do this. So initially, what had happened was, let's go to High John Conqueror. There we go. So the initial first episode would look like, let's see, High John Conqueror. There it is. It looked like this. Right. So I like that. It was good. It's, and I don't mind that it was a little bit, based on a kind of a other song I heard that it kind of liked the rhythm and stuff, and I made variations. But High John Conqueror is a retro Afrofuturist storytelling that blends the works of Edgar Rice Burroughs, specifically Princess of Mars, John Carter series, with a little bit of Martin Delaney's Blake. Martin Delaney being a contemporary of Frederick Douglass, who wrote a fictional piece called Blake about Civil War and Revolutionary War in the Caribbean and the amongst Black people in the states, as well as the islands. Also, a blend of the works of Conan the Barbarian by Robert E. Howard. And I wanted to blend all those things, but because those stories are generally told in a very racist manner. So it's a white guy who is front and center, and all the Black folks around him are either not to be seen or they're subservient. I didn't want to do that. What I wanted to do this time was to turn things on its head. So, for example, and I know there's actually been a story that was sort of similar to that before, but they didn't do what I'm going to do. Because my thing is going to be straight up steampunk, floating dirigibles and flying, things that, I want to do. I want to draw that kind of thing where it's this kind of not quite alternate reality. And you all see the story as it goes along. But anyway, I have a specific audience in mind when I do my stories. Maddie's Rocket, that's done for the sisters. That's done for the women who have been in my life, to my daughter. In fact, the book is dedicated to her because I wanted her to see that I was trying to put a character that looked like her front and center. And that goes for many women of color, most all women of color, but also, women in other cultures as well. And I wanted a female centered character, but I wanted her in a kind of Jim Crow environment. Now, why did I do that? I did that because my parents did not have science fiction stuff that they could watch where they saw people who looked like them included in it. So there was no Flash Gordon with black characters. Buck Rogers, that didn't happen. It was all white. You might have occasional Asian going around, or you might have a white dude playing an agent, right? But you never had black characters. Uh, so Maddie's Rocket was the effort to of recovery, anthropological recovery is what I call it. It's where, as an Afrofuturist, as a visual Afrofuturist, I have the ability to recreate and re-envision not only the future, but the past. I was looking at a racist person criticize the idea that there was a black speculative film that was out, and he was saying he laughs when he sees black folks that are just making stuff up, like Planet of the Apes and Star Wars and Superman and all that stuff. Whereas these white-centered characters that's not made up, that's real, right? Sure. Anyway, so I insist, in fact, upon being able to tell the kind of stories that I want to tell with the same amount of action and adventure and brutality and love and hate and all the things that will come, and to be able to tell those things with words and pictures. So that's what I do. Now, Infinitum was done for men, specifically black men, right? But a certain kind of black man. High John is done for a combination of people who love science fiction, pulp adventure, right? And who loves heroic pulp adventure, right? But since I'm a visual Afrofuturist, I got to put my black thing in. I got to do that. So that's what I did. But the theme song, again, I mean, it's pretty good, but it's just alright. It's just alright. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's good. It's amazing what AI overlords can do, right? But I felt like this needed to be hitting harder, and that is where I came up with this particular thing. I was on Toonie, which I've been using as of late, and I actually blended two variations of the same song, and I just thought it was really quite manly. I wanted to do something that was manly, people. That's the objective. To do something that is manly. So let me. Okay, so the idea was to do something that had impact. Impact had passion, felt masculine. That's what I wanted to do. Something kind of with a certain level of aspiration to it, but also something that was fun and that denoted or suggested action adventure. That's what I wanted to be able to do. And yeah, I think I hit it. And that we actually re-rendered the first two episodes where that particular theme song fits, where it's the title sequence and then we go into the story. So I've been very, very pleased with that. Now, here's the plan behind Hi John. I think you guys saw. I've been working on different things. I might work on a little Hi John today. Might work on a little Black Prince today. I think Leo might chime in today. Not entirely sure. If he does, it'd be good to see him. But he's an Android user, so I don't know about that. Anyway, so here we go. So as you can see here, some of these panels, this is from the old version. I will have to maybe not completely redraw this, but I will have to. I don't have to remake the wheel. I don't have to remake the wheel. I can actually do this and use some of these elements. Some of these elements almost completely just extend the background, still have the same vibe to it. And there are certain about this kind of chalk writing that kind of fits as well that I might be able to do. I just, again, some things I got to tweak and get right before I really just go all in on it. But this is what I'm doing. I want to do something that is going to be a combination of all the things I love. I love action. I love adventure. I love Afrofuturism. I love the notion of heroism. I love that notion. I love the notion of people who traditionally are denied the opportunity or the ability to see themselves as heroic. I love the idea of doing that for them. That's part of why I do what I do. It's it's been doing it since I was a teenager. It's because I can do something that not just hasn't been done, but that needs to be done. That's the other thing. And I know there are some certain ideas about what is Afrofuturism and who created it and all that. And it doesn't matter. People of color created Afrofuturism. It's not necessarily segmented to any one location, although the origin of everything is Africa itself. However, in this particular case, what I wanted to do was to do something that spoke to the fighting men of our militaries, good and bad, because they make a heavy, heavy sacrifice, and they're generally ignored, and they certainly are killed on screen. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do something where I don't show that, where I can do this and have something that's kind of cool. Of course, one of the advantages of having a creative partner with Stephen Berry is that if I get some facts wrong, I mean, you're talking about like a Civil War expert. I go, yo, man, is that date right? He can tell me. It's like, no, Tim, that's wrong. So that is part of one of the advantages of being blessed to work with someone like him and Steve and Leo, is because they force me to step my game up every week. And I think I've kind of told them, but I'll say it publicly because it's important. If you are a creative and you're on a team, I would absolutely suggest that people who get together on teams, you have working meetings over Zoom where you're literally drawing the stuff. So if you meet for an hour or 2 hours, what ends up happening is you're actually getting work done. If it's for pay, it's for pay. If it's free, it's free. It doesn't matter. But you're getting the work done in conjunction with the writer, so the vision of all of the players can go inside the work. That's important. It's important stuff. And again, it creates an air of accountability. Now, that's why I stream. I mean, 2 people looking at this, and that's okay. I don't mind that. But what it is that it keeps me accountable. right? The only time I break is if I'm on the road or I have an emergency. Like last week, I had to make sure I got to my parents. That's, generally, or it's, some catastrophe that I can't get out of or scheduling. Alien Earth is over there. I got to wait for a whole year to see its second season. I assume it's going to be greenlit for the second season. But that's why I do it. It's fun. It's fun because I know if I stream for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours a night, I don't know if I can do longer than 4 hours. Like right now, we've been going for about almost 30 minutes, and that's cool. And again, if I do another hour and a half, get something done, that's work done. Isn't that incredible? It's incredible. And today, and on top of that, I did my production work with Steve and Leo on Black Prince. And let me show you guys that right there very quick. And I'll get back to what I was saying about High John in a moment. So, Clip Studio Paint is indeed a really powerful program. You can see here we have all the pages that we did. There are like 3 pages, 1, 2, and another one missing. So I'm going to have to shift some of this stuff around, I think. Not entirely sure, but I think I'm going to have to shift some of it around. But that's okay. I don't mind doing that. But even with that, it's like, it's so incredible what you can do and take in this. As a matter of fact, let's see if I can, I think I can do this. Let's see, we're going to go here. I'm going to go all the way to there. And I'm going to see if I can go to where they allow you to view your book. It's kind of cool. It is very, very cool. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it here. Batch process, no. Import, no. Time lapse, no. Hold on, let's see here. Yep. All right, let's go to, this is the thing where you can actually turn your project into a kind of a virtual book. It's quite fascinating to see. Let's see here. Webtoons direction, we don't want that. Page, hold on. Let's see here, let's go through this. No, I don't see the animation. Let's go layer. Doggone it. Where is that very, very cool feature? Wait, view? Let's see. My dad is in there watching tennis, I think. I think he's watching tennis. Let's see. I don't know. I know there's a way to do it, but I seem to have forgotten where it is. That's what's happened with the old age. You start to forget things. All right, special export, vector, layer comp, multiple pages. Ah, here we go. Check this out. Export multiple, 3D preview for binding. Watch this. Watch this. This is, oh, let me save everything. Let me save all. Save, close, save, close, save. This is a feature that I would recommend anybody utilize. It's a very, very cool feature. All right, let's see here, bam. Okay, we got it. Now go to, where was I again? There it is. Multiple pages, 3D preview for binding. Watch this. This is one of the coolest things you'll ever see. And it's something that's provided in Clip Studio. It has toggling in between all the pages. Watch this, guys. This is insane. This is pure insanity. Look at this. You actually have a visual book so you can visualize what your book looks like. Let's go all the way to the end here. Look at this. And here, this is great because what it does is it allows you to, now this is of course a little weird because actually my pages are running backwards. I'm sorry about that, but so that's the cover, inside cover, first page, right? Now there is dialogue in this before, but in this particular case, what we're doing is Leo has received these pages now, so he's starting to do his lettering, and as you can see here, I mean, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? You can actually see your book. It's just amazing. This is such a really, truly amazing feature. Okay, someone's giving me a call. Who is this giving me a call here? Someone's giving me a call. Okay, who is that right there? Someone's giving me a call. Who could it be? Who could it be? Okay. And hit join. Hey, girl, what's up?
Hi Tim, how are you?
Okay, you're bothering me. You're bothering me, girl. What's happening?
Huh?
You're bothering. What do you mean, huh? What do you mean, huh?
What you said?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Melanie Maria Goudreau has graced us with her presence once again.
Oh wow, can you see me?
Yes, we can see everything, every blemish,
That's
everything.
not true.
Yes, 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 we can, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can. Oh, oh, oh. Now we're getting some distortion here. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on there. We'll have to call you back. That's crazy. Oh, okay, there it is. That's weird. There we go. Hey, girl, what's happening? What's happening, girl? What's happening? I'm doing good. So, what's the astrological reading for today? What do we have to look forward to? Is Leo and Virgo still at war with one another? Because it's always Leo and Virgo. Virgo's war. Leo's war. Everybody else, all Aquarius and Libras and Cancers, they're all wonderful, wonderful. It's them damn Virgoians and Leos. They so what this is the real astrological reading. It's the Diesel Funk astrological reading, ladies and gentlemen. How'd work go today, girl? How'd work go today? Mm. Oh, how's Janice doing? Hmm. So yesterday I showed everyone the poster. I went them through the video and showed them how the work was done. So tell us a little bit. Let me, while we're talking here, tell us a little bit about the poets of Farragut Street, please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said poets, didn't I? I'm sorry. I'm tired because I went to sleep at 4:30 in the morning. Sorry. Posts. Posts. Who are they? Who are they? No, we call it dog food. Dog worm food. Did I say worm food? Worm poo. Yeah, we are worm food. I'm exhausted. I'm truly exhausted. But it is worm food. We all will be worm food. No escape. Rich, poor, white, black, yellow, green, alien from Mars. You know, everybody is going to end up worm food eventually. Wormy foodie. So when does the play go? When does it start? When is this play? Say it again. When is that again now? Mm, mm, mm. Well, I have to say that I am so very, very impressed with your social media initiatives. I think you're making me look bad because I can't get that. I can't get nobody. I can't get people losing their mind over me like that. I ain't got the looks. I don't have the technical know-how. I'm just drawing all day. But I have to say that you are truly an inspiration. folks who don't know, this woman that I'm talking with is Melanie Maria Goudreau Hyphenfielder, who is my spouse, my art buddy. She's an art buddy. I have to sit up and listen to her go through all of the stuff, all of the different ups and downs. Most people have no idea how hard she works to do these plays. They have not. They don't have a clue as to how hard she has to work. They think, oh, it just happens, and it does not. It is very, very difficult to do this type of work and to sit up there and to audition actors, and then you got to find locations. You got to find people who are not reachable sometimes, and you got to stay, healthy, and you got to stay upbeat, and then you got to make sure all the money's in place to pay folks. You can't pay them a lot, but you got to make sure they pay. Then you got to feed them, right? And there's always at least one or two crazies on the cast or the crew. You got to deal with them, and then that's all. This is before you even sell tickets. This is just putting the play together, rehearsals, getting the set built, making sure that all of the lighting cues and the set cues and the marks, all that type of stuff. It's just a tremendous amount of work that's only done in about 2 months. They start in September. Well, hey, there you go. hmm hmm And now here's an interesting thing. Here's an interesting thing. Every year, without fail, this chick has a breakdown when she starts, and it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And every year, without fail, she pulls a play out of her butt. Every year, without fail, she gets it done. She goes through her issues. She curses the world, and she talks about destruction and sadness and being lost at sea. But every year, she always makes it back to the shore with a written play. Now, this is an easy year. Most people are like, easy? Yeah. Imagine 3 years ago when she did a one-woman show with 6 different parts, and she played all of the parts herself. She wrote the play, played all 6 or 7 or 8 characters with costume changes. That thing was an oven. It was an oven in there, and that play. Oh my God! It was like, my God. So, what? Excuse me. What you do for your art? I will refuse to be in a hot theater. Mm-mm. Anyway, where are you now? Oh, you're going to rehearsal now. Oh, wow. Okay, so look, I've been on with you blowing, you've been blowing my live stream up here for a little second. Let me ask you one question. With that theme song, the new High John theme song, what did you make of it? Yes, exactly. I agree. And that's what it was. And I felt like, hey, look at that. This is the way it should be. And I felt so proud of it. I felt so good. I don't see him either. You hear the music, right? It's like that music is like, uh, 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 uh. Any rate, I love you. Take care. Have a day. Have a good day. Have a great rehearsal. I'll speak to you, and I will talk to you. All right. Love you. Bye. Drive safe. Bye. Okay, guys, that was fun. Little diversion there. Talk to my spouse, Melanie. So again, as I was saying, this is pretty cool here. This whole thingy here. Isn't that amazing? You can just toggle through the pages. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? In fact, this right here was a page I just finished here. This is the town charter of Hamburg, South Carolina, which the main character was the mayor of. He was a state legislator during the Reconstruction era. And the interesting thing is, this shows how he was it shows the town charter and everything like that. But what's interesting about this particular shot here is Hamburg, if I'm not mistaken, no longer exists, or certainly not in the form it was, because it was like Greenwood and Rosewood and all those things, subject to a race massacre. And I don't know when it was 1870s, 1880s, or something like that. But yeah, pretty amazing what Prince Rivers did and what he was involved with. So yeah, these are the things. What I was really looking towards trying to do with this story is to have it harken back to the EC comics of old. The drawings are not terribly realistic. There are parts that are, and yeah, it's been fun to do. And looking forward to getting to this. I would encourage you guys to follow along. I would encourage you to use Clip Studio Paint. It's pretty powerful tools there. And what can you do? What can you say, man? It's pretty dope. Pretty dopa. Okay. So, hi, John Conqueror. Let's go here. Save this. Nope. Not a save. Oh, okay. It's already saved. Okay, good. Great. So now we're going to go here. We got Black Prince. And we got this here. So again, some of these images here, this is the one reason why I decided, first I was, oh no, man, I got to redraw everything. I'm like, you don't have to redraw everything, man. Why would you redraw everything? Some of these images literally can remain, at least in terms of the black and white artwork, almost virtually the same as it was, just with, an extension in the top part of it, because there has to be lettering. Here, I don't particularly care for the fact that there is lettering laid on top of the artwork so heavily, right? Why not do what Hal Foster did with Prince Valiant, where he would, and I'll show you guys this here. I think I can show you. Let's go back to Bridge here. And you got like, hey, yo, is he going to get to the drawing? I'm going to get to the drawing. Just relax. I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing. I think it'd be good if you saw it. All right. Prince Valiant. Where is Prince Valiant? Or was it Hal Foster? Let's see here. Choo-choo-choo-choo. Yep. I see here. Les Comet. Let's see here. I'm trying to find. I got all the folders here. Stuff is pretty dadgum cool. Pretty dadgum cool, man. Nope. Yeah, there it is, Hal Foster. So check this out. So I'm going to go to the Hal Foster folder here. And this is important stuff to see. Let's go through here and you'll see what I'm talking about. So again, as a visual Afrofuturist, what I'm doing is engaging in the act of recovery, but also in the act of innovating, hopefully attempting to innovate new forms. So again, as I've stated before, and I'll state again, here, let me get rid of this particular image here. There we go. The idea is to be able to produce stories that are Afrofuturists, that allow for people to read them where they are. I want to take the need for a person to have to go to a bookstore to read my stuff. That already has all kinds of issues. It's like the challenge of getting my books in Barnes and Nobles. It's tricky, right? It can be done. Infinitum you can find if you order it, but graphic history, hip hop, Maddie's Rocket, that has some issues from time to time. And one of the reasons why it has issues is because it's an independent book. Well, you don't have that issue in social media. In fact, if you pay money, not to boost, but to pay for ads, you can put your stuff in people's feeds. That's the thing that's incredible about it, right? So we really truly do live in a time and a space now. So you see this? Look at this. See this? Let's go here. See how that lettering is there? You have the image is allowed to breathe. The image is allowed to be what it's going to be. You got all that nice detail and the drawing. See what I'm saying? That's what it's supposed to be, right? Look at that. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to draw like this guy. I'm not Hal Foster or anything like that. But that's pretty awesome. Look at that. Now, part of this here is, let's go here. Yeah, this will be good. Look at this one. See this? So the lettering is generally at the top or the bottom, but whatever it is, there's enough space to be able to place the lettering in there. And so that's part of what I'm doing. I'm trying to do something that harkens back to days of old. And you'll look here and see these wide expanse shots, super detailed, lots of action going on. That's part of what I want to do with this. Because, we didn't see ourselves like that. Now, there were other, black comic strips that were done, but, I want to do one. I want to do one. If that's okay with y'all. Science fiction, fantasy, And the thing is, those strips that existed, did they really have the opportunity to break through and get to mass acceptance? I'm not saying I'm going to be able to achieve that, but I want to try. So look at this stuff here. Isn't that incredible? Look at that. It's amazing. Look at that. Now these are loading in slow because their files are big. But this is kind of what I want to do. I want to do that. I want to do that. Yep. Look at this stuff here. I'm not saying I'm going to draw as realistically as this. I'm not saying that at all. But I am certainly desiring to show people of color in detail. I'm not going to do anything fully painted. I obviously can't do that. And I'm not even sure if I can do anything colored with a lot of detail. But, I can do something. I can have a little fun with it. Also, I am absolutely going to be using tech to get my work done. Probably get me in some trouble in the future. But you know what? Got to do what Gary Vaynerchuk says. Get it done, because that's where we are. For those folks who don't understand, where we are right now is the equivalent of when the internet first hit. If you engaged in Google Ads, in the initial offerings, you had exposure to vast amounts of wealth and also opportunity. So that's what I think we are doing. Look at this stuff here. That's great stuff. Oh, wow, look at that. Incredible. Wow, look at that. The only other person who I knew who drew like this guy named Hanther. Hanther did this comic called Tandra, and he was heavily influenced by Hal Foster. But Hanther died, I guess, back in the early 2000s. He was based in Corinth, Mississippi. He did a book called Tandra, and we used to collect his book when I lived in Mississippi. Pretty interesting. Look at that stuff. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? That's what you want to do. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get to some drawing here. I've been working here on a lot of stuff, so I feel like doing something for myself here a little bit. Got that there. Got that there. All right. Here is the question. So we got this one. Yep, I got that one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah. So we got this here. We got that one. Now, if I remember correctly, these things look a little bit different. So I love that. I'm so glad I added that page in there. And again, that page harkens to this particular thing here. I'll play it here because it's so beautiful. And I hope you guys can hear it when I play it. Let's go here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. I love this. Hopefully you can hear it. I don't know if you can. Okay. I love that tune. I hope that comes through. Anyway, so that's where we are. Let's see here. YouTube is streaming live. We seem to be going well with that on both YouTube. Whoa, what is going on there? Okay, that's playing. It's all good. It's all good. That's great. Twitch. Oh, what is going on there? Let's refresh that. Let's refresh that, baby. Okay, there we go. Kick is going well. Twitch is going well. Facebook is a going. Yep. Oh, and I also did my Diesel Funk Dispatch episode today with Alex Hermosi. I used that old image. I had done this Caleb Ralston image, which I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't happy with it, and I didn't want to. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't equal to what I know I needed to do. So I have a lot of portraits that I've done that were designed for the Diesel Funk Dispatch, but they are, how should I say, they were not quite ready for prime time. So I wanted to make sure that I could so I'm able to go back, redouble my efforts, and go back and reuse some of that stuff. So it's a really nice feeling to be able to do it. Okay, Substack is going. LinkedIn. That damn LinkedIn is still rocking with us. Okay. It's coming in. Come on, LinkedIn. There you go. All right, great. So, it's been a long week. It's a good week, but a long week. So, let's go here. We go here. And what I have to start doing here, because these panels are starting to get crowded. That's what's starting to happen here. And for the moment, I'm good where they are, but I'm going to have to re-tag stuff. So, and you might say, well, what do I mean? What I mean is that I'm doing work, but this folder is starting to get incredibly crowded, meaning my file management system leaves something to be desired. But here's what I'm doing. I mean, I love that image there. See? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'll be able to do that. Okay. And see, I don't know if it's going to be as harsh as this. So we got there, a bit tighter. So a lot of this stuff I've kind of don't have to. I don't have to redraw it. I can use it. You know, some tweaks I would make on this, maybe with maybe just a little bit of like a little warp tool just to tweak to even some stuff up. But I kind of like how I like how this looks. Very, very pleased with it. It's fun. It feels like me, which is very important to me. Let's see here. And this was when I was actually trying to do it as a comic before. And some of these things, actually, believe it or not, I'm looking at them and I'm like, look at this stuff. See, these are all clips from the story. And then some of this stuff I'll probably end up using, particularly when it goes to the flashbacks. I love this stuff here. I love that. Very, very good stuff. And see, look at this. Look at that. Look at that. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, look at that. So I love this idea here because the story, Hygiene, I'm telling in kind of a color, but this right here is kind of like a kind of a darker, more robust sepia tone. See, this is a flashback. I'm going to show you guys all this stuff. I'm going to show all this stuff. I love this. Love this. Love it. And I was thinking at one point maybe I wouldn't use the kind of round storybook frame, but no, I think I'm going to do that. Why not? Why not? I could still put that in the traditional flashback. I could do that. I could make it work. So why not do it? And why not make it work? All right? Anyway, and because if I did it that way, if the one thing it would do, it would differentiate, it would show and demonstrate that there is it would allow the audience to be able to discern that there is a difference between one period of time and another. So this would be like a period piece. Right? And like I say, so much stuff was done on this that I never finished it. And, but the stuff still exists. And I can still go and show, stuff is kind of done. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Did so much work that was never seen. Don't be like me, people. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Don't spend too much time pontificating, and that's the wrong word. Laboring is the word. Over whether something is absolutely perfect. Perfection is the enemy of completion. I used to say that to my students, but never really understood it until, I went back to school in 2009 where it's like, oh my God. Yeah, you have all these ideas, but if you never finish anything, what was it all for? You just had a bunch of ideas that never got out. And I know people who were great artists or had massive ideas, but they never could finish anything. They could never finish anything. All right? I was one of them for a very, very long time. And that's no way to be, no way to live. And I was always a very prideful person in getting my work done. But there comes a point where, life happens. You have kids, marriages in, all kinds of crazy stuff happens. But it still doesn't mean that the work shouldn't be done, right? And so that's why, about 12 years ago now, is that right? 2009? That would be 15, 16 years ago now. I made the decision in 2007 that I would go back to school and was accepted at NYU. Now, I didn't finish, but what it did was it gave me that push to get me where I am. And it was rough days going there for a second. But if I had not gone back to NYU Gallatin School of Individualized Study, I would not have finished, would not have done any of this. Look at this. I'm sitting here, I'm almost embarrassed how much work. It's like, good God, how much work did you do? I did a lot of work, man. And this stuff a lot of it doesn't even have to be rewritten. I'm just sitting here looking at it like, this is beautiful. Why not use it? I could do this and put up 3 panels, 6 panels. Let's see here. Let's count this out here right quick. And these are all flashbacks, right? So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, okay, hang on. I know you might say, what is he doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 pages of that particular sequence. And I'm looking here thinking to myself, well, damn, that's done. That's kind of done. I will refine the drawings, of course. We'll refine the drawings, but look at that. Then you go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so that's 14 pages. So if I'm doing, I can get through that pretty quickly. If like I said, it's five panels a week. Sometimes I would, maybe in this sequence here, I would go 2 pages a pop. But I'm looking at this stuff here. This stuff is incredible. And this was done. Oh my God, I'm almost embarrassed to do it. But since we're trying to be honest here. Oh, June 16th, 2017. Think about that. This was 8 years ago. I've been sitting on this stuff. Good God. What? We got to do better, people. We're gonna age. Like my wife, we're all gonna be worm food. I'm not saying we're gonna be all healthy and everything's gonna be perfect, but what in the world, man? What in the world? And I love these little cut scenes here. I love this kind of dialogue here. I think that keeps it kind of, of the time and of the period. And I can still use that stuff. I can still use it. So, maybe, I'm sitting here looking at this thinking this might be an interesting device I can use. Because that's one thing I don't have here. Is I don't have in the new variant of HighJohn. As I do not have that kind of black card cutscene, which provides what do they call it, info dump. I could do that. I could provide that, and I think that might be very helpful for the audience, for me certainly, to be able to do what I'm going to do. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, baby. Yeah, baby. See here, got all these different things here, and of course the new stuff, of course, is looking a certain way. I'm very happy with the way that looks. So this is what I was talking about doing at one point. I was going to do it like that. I was going to do it as a regular comics, but I was like, yeah, I'll do it as a comic like, and try to see if I can get it sold to Image Comics, which I know I could have gotten to deal with Image fairly easily. But what's the point, man? I mean, there's a point, but what's the point? Anyway, I am exhausted, so I think I need to do one image. Now, here is the trick. If I'm trying to finish several images before the launch ideally on Saturday and Sunday, and then by the way, I'm saying I want to launch on Saturday or Sunday. That's what I'm saying I want. If I find out that it is too difficult to get the work out, I will just elect not to do it. I'll just say, hey, because I'm not trying to do that to myself. That's boring to do. But like I say, the cool thing is a lot of these images are already done, and it's just a matter of repurposing them. Like, for example, this here. Now, I think that's a little bit overly painted, but maybe not. Maybe not. No. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's go to Photoshop. Oh. Okay, we'll open up this. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Yes, so you guys, I'm showing you some of this stuff here. Again, showing this stuff is really showing a lot of things that's happening behind the scenes. I think it's important that people see how the sausage is made. At least that's my idea, to show how the sausage is made. And I feel pretty good about it. I feel like, it's fun to do because this is programming just like the piece with Alex Hormozi that I put up today. I like doing this. It's fun doing it. And, just want to be able to show that. Okay, good. Okay. Our streams seem to be going okay. Can't complain about that. All right, so now let's try to see if we can find these things, because what I got to do is output these images, and they have to be, how would I say, um, they have to be not necessarily redrawn, but they certainly have to be made to be what's the word I would use? They have to be made to be clean. They have to be clean. That's what they have to be. Okay, and this is good here. This is good. All right. So let's see here. We're going to go to our desktop, and I'm going to see what I can see here. So go to desktop. Well, actually, let's go back right quick. And this is going to mess up my editing. But that's all right. I don't mind messing up the editing a little bit. Let's see here. Let's go here. All right. So you see these here? These are the actual panels. And as I finish a panel, it ends up like this. It ends up with a still image of the finished image, and then the animation of how the project was done. As you can see there, right? You can see that. So right now I've gotten to this particular image here. That's this drawing. That's the work in progress. That's the finish. Drawing, finish. See it? All right, now this one, we have to draw this one. We have to draw that one. And we have to draw this one. But you will remember I added frames in between this and that. And those frames was 1, 2, 3. Then we go back. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now here's the thing. The line artwork for that has mostly already been done. So it's probably not necessary for me to completely remake the wheel. I will have to draw these images here. And this is inked a little bit better. It's like, not better, but differently. It's like, for example, Black Prince is done with a kind of a textured ink pen brush, because I wanted to feel like it was done with a crow quill pen. This one here, I'm kind of looking for just baseline work that I can go in and tone very quickly and not overdo it. Of course, the color and stuff was overdone. But like I say, we getting there. We getting there. We getting there. All right. So, okay. Here's where it's going to get tricky. And I'm sure there's going to be some issue, but I ain't worried about it. We can always circle back around. Hold on. Let me check one thing here. Okay. I'm going to go back to cut, and I just want to see one thing. We want to go back to our timeline here. Okay. Okay, so that's playing. That's playing out, and I'm good with that. All right, but here's the thing. If I move those files, well, I don't have to necessarily move. I don't necessarily have to move the new files, the upcoming frames. I don't have to leave them where they are. I could move those. So let's go here and check that out. So I'm gonna go here to bridge. Again, let me also, I don't know if he's looking, but I want to issue a thanks to Stephen Berry. He's been such an inspiration working with him. I'd asked him, look, man, do I've been trying to do this thing since 2017. And you feel uncertain, but then I'm talking with this guy, and it's just like, I got to do this, And the two things can coexist, Black Prince and this, and they both help each other. This is also forcing me to be a better artist. It's almost like doing the graphic history of hip hop. It's like, I'm not a hip hop dude, I'm not. But pushing myself to do it made me better. And so hopefully that's something that'll happen here. Anyway, I want to try to get at least a panel done. That'd be nice. Also, I don't know if this young lady is, like, I was told the other day by my wife's friend Mark that this young lady apparently digs my art. I'm gonna pull her up here. I'm sure she's probably not going to see it, but where is it here? go here. There we go. This is all the music we're doing for the episodes here. Again, working on Black Metropolis. See here, this is good. I'm gonna try to spend at least one day, a few hours every week, just trying to, finish up, anywhere from 4 to 10 pages per week. Just try to do it on one day. One day, not, I don't think I have the bandwidth to work on this stuff like hours per day. I mean, sometimes, but just play it by ear, right? Let's see here. We're gonna go to where are we going? We are going to. Let's see. I'm drawing a blank here, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens when you're running off of fumes. Who's this? Talking about Kevin Costner. So, in fact, that's so interesting that this drawing would come up here. I'm going to do some parts of my memoir, which is Black Metropolis, utilizing our simple art style, like very much like Ernie Bushmiller. I think that would be interesting because it would disconnect from the the detailed work that I do. It's very much iconic, using infographics, as you were, to tell that story. All right, so I'm gonna close that. This is all the pen work that I did. That's the town charter for Hamburg. So I do, that's the other thing of doing this stuff. You have to do research. It's just, all on the Reconstruction Wikipedia. Anyway, let's keep going here. Let's play this right here. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. All right, let's play that. Maybe I'll keep playing it every day. I know there's gonna be heat that comes with this, and I don't mind. I do mind, but there ain't nothing I can do about it. Because it's like that wave in Interstellar. It's coming whether you want it to or not. Anyway, so here's what I did. So I literally wanted to get comic structure down for what I wanted to do. So the idea was 30 seconds, how the image was drawn, then another 30 seconds showing the image, and then eventually the dialogue and the narration comes up. Now I'm showing this just before I get to the drawing because I do want to try to get some drawing done today. So, but this, they said use ChatGPT. I said, I'm paying for it, so fine, let me use ChatGPT. And what it suggested was that I don't give 30 seconds over to the drawing. Give 20 to 25 seconds to the drawing. And then the rest of it, the actual finished artwork with narration. Because people want to see finished artwork, but they don't necessarily want to sit for an incredibly long time seeing the artwork reveal itself. And the truth is I'm only doing this for I'm only doing it for a minute. This is not, at one point I was, it needs to be 3 minutes long. No, it don't. It could be a minute. It could be a minute long. And that's all that's really needed. Let me drink a little water here. Gotta make sure my water intake is better. Alrighty. So yes, that's what it said, and I feel pretty good with that. Uh, I don't. So here's the thing. What I was asking was, I need to find a way to be able to get my work out automated. Now, the easiest way to do it is just to get like Buffer, but I don't feel like spending all that money. But you know, but maybe when I get paid again, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it when I get paid again. We'll see how I feel. Let's see what time is it now. 6:23. Okay, good. So these are the type of things that do it now. In Chat GPT, what's interesting about Chat is I think they've just launched this feature where you can sell things through Chat GPT. Uh, what does that mean for brick and mortar shops? Or what does that mean for online stores? This stuff is here. It's here. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? It's here. Anyway, enough of that. Okay, so we got that. We know what we want. The young lady who was on Instagram, it's my twin brother here, his thing. Let's see here. We went to a search and we searched this young lady here, Maya Okamoto. I thought I followed her. No. Was that? Or was it somebody else? I thought I followed her. Let's see here. It's Amaya Okamoto. The Amaya. Is that right? Maya? Yes, this is her. And what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to draw her. A young lady, obviously. I could be wrong. This is what I heard she was into art, or what I'm doing. And if she is, why not have a little fun and draw a young lady and stuff? Besides, her hair is dope. Anyway, let's see here. Let's keep going. Notifications. What do we got going here? Ruthie, the most fit teacher in the universe. The most fit. Always the most fit. I mean, incredible. Anyway, so let's go here. We're going to minimize this guy. So I think I'll draw Amaya next week. So, because I like to mix it up. I don't want to have an overabundance of men. And I've done, I did Christina last week. And this week was Alex Hormozi. And I was thinking, well, I could just do another guy. I'm going to do Caleb Rawson. I'm like, these dudes sometimes be a little tedious. And I like to mix it up to make it broad, the subject matters that I draw. The subjects that I draw. So, Amaya Okamoto. It is. She'll be who I'll do. And I don't know if I'll draw, what's today, Wednesday? Maybe tomorrow I'll draw a portrait. Friday. Because sometimes drawing the portraits are good. A very good release. That allow me to release tension. So we'll see how it goes. We shall see. Okay. And I can also rename these guys here as well. All right, let's see. Yep, we're gonna start here. Yep. And see, these are all saved as Photoshop files. All Photoshop files. And that's good. And we're gonna go right to here. Yep. And I'm going to move to choose a folder. And what we're going to do now is we're going to generate a new folder. And we're going to call this new folder and call it HJ Comic Panel comic panels. And in this, what we'll do is we'll put them all in order. Right? Now, this is an interesting thing. Look at this thing here. So this is when I was trying to do a high jump back in 2017, 2018. And of course, I have to ease up on myself. I mean, I did start on it back in 2017, and I worked on getting it out in 2018. But what happened in 2018? Black Metropolis happened. I had that gallery show up that I was prepping for during the summer of 2018. And it went up at the Hammond's house in 2018. And what was the result of going up at the Hammond's house? HarperCollins. I had signed for Infinitum. Started negotiating in late 2018. Signed, was negotiating for months during early 2019. And signed the last day of my wife's job at West Brooklyn Academy, teaching there. That's where I met her back in 2012. Oh my God, it's a long time ago. I ended up, I had the contract. I took her to the restaurant around the corner. You're talking about Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. Got it. We left, and I signed it and took it back to HarperCollins offices. And life has been forever changed since then. Nothing's perfect, but can't complain. Anyway, let's go here. So this is something that I'm looking at here. These are things that I think, ideas I still might go to. I mean, cruddy drawing is not what I want it to be, but it's something about that kind of flat coloring style. Look at that. Whoops. Something about that flat coloring style that works. Look at that. It looks comic booky. I kind of like that. That's kind of hot. And I still may use it. This is a whole amphibious thing. I still may use it. I mean, that is pretty hot. That is pretty hot, gotta say. And that's one thing about me. Never a shortage of ideas. Shortage of execution, for sure. Anyway, desktop. Let's go here, and we're going to start moving all these, because remember I did screen captures of everything yesterday. There we go. Yep, there they are. There they be, man. There they be. There they be. Bam. 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 Some of these things as a reference for when I was drawing Syndrome and for the work I did for Manny Faces. Huge hip hop head. I did graphics for his, and when I was drawing Uraeus. Here, LaRusso. Yep, a lot of fun to do. Yes. It's all lettering for this project. All right, any rate. So what we're going to do now, and there are different ways to do this. Just sitting here thinking though, how would I do that? How would I do it is to catch. How would I do it is to catch. Maybe the key is to just draw it normally. Draw it normally. Draw this here. I don't know. Gotta see. Sorry I'm going back and forth on this, but it's because it's not that, I don't want to get trapped into the whole perfection thing, but gotta make sure that I do it right. Okay. Okay, that's done. All right, the top two are not done. The bottom four are done. So here's what we're going to do. All right, let's save this. Giant panels. All right, we're going to go here. What is that? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's close that. All right, so that. Okay. Let's go back here is the one we want. I want that one. All right. Now, this is called Hi-John Panels. Go here. All right, so I like what I have there, but what we need to do is got to shift this right click to move to HJ Comic Panels. Okay, got it. Okay, that's in there. Some of these things I could actually get rid of here. Some of the stuff I will get rid of. Still have to finish editing my vlogs and stuff. There's been a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, that's for the comment. Oh boy, do I need to get back to the comment. Okay, good. I think we're good there. All right, I'm gonna go back here. Now, panels. All right, let's check. I'm a little dyslexic, so I'll forget sometimes the naming conventions. We're going for highjohnpanels.psd. All right, we're going to go. Panels. All right, there it is. Now watch this. We're going to open with Clip Studio Paint. Now, yes, I know Clip Studio Paint 4 is out. But that's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, man. Black Prince is good. I'm feeling good about Black Prince. I'm going to save this. I've got done all I'm going to do on this today, I think. But I did want to show you guys what had happened. What had happened was, and save that. So I feel good about that. Feel good about all these pages. Very, very happy with the way that's turning out. Very proud of it. All right, again, go here. Right click, open with Clip Studio Paint 3. All right, there it is. Now, here's the trick. The trick is to do this. We're going to duplicate this. I'm going to leave that there for now. All right, now we got to do one more thing. Watch panels, copy. Oh, that's Photoshop. Is that right? No, minimize this. Clip Studio Paint. Ah, that's what's happening. That's the mistake I made. Open with Clip Studio Paint 3.0. Will it open? Will it open? Okay. Yep. Don't save. Save this. All right, that's weird. Okay. All right, and grab that and drag this guy right there. Now what? Ah, sitting here like, why is it not open? It's because it's on the other screen, you idiot. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, here we go, guys. So the great thing about this is that this is here, and all these things can be saved. But watch this. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to duplicate this, because the reason why is because all of the artwork up to this point is done. This is all done. All done. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to start just drawing this page out, because if I draw it out, it's going to, watch this, duplicate. We're going to save duplicate, right? All right. Panels, we're going to say Hi-John Panels. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. P4. Page 4, right? So that's what that is. So I know I have Hi-John Panels, page 4, Clip Studio Paint, right? So as you can see here, Let's go back to bridge again. 7:38 Eastern Standard Time for you guys that are interested. Well, interested, I'm going to go here. There it is. See, panel 4. There we go. So now, guess what I can do? I can get rid of all the ones that I don't want. See? Whoops. Delete. So all I'm doing now is just keeping this. Now, if I was a true, like, jerk, I could take this right here and just refine that and just be done with it. But I'm trying to do better. We can at least refine the drawings a little bit. You can at least refine a little bit, okay? All right? Now, here's the other thing I want to do here. And this is going to be interesting to see if we can pull this off. Not sure if we can, but we will try. All right, that's the full panel right there. That's pretty good. But I have a file where all of the different templates are set up with how the panels are organized. And I'll show you what those are in a moment. Go here. We're going to go templates. I'm sorry, I got to go back. Oops. Hello, Fedora Chronicles. How you doing today, man? Good to see you. All right. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm going to grab that thing because the template, again, the template is the key to being able to make sure, because now you might ask, well, why don't I just keep my panels more free form? And it's because I think limitations are good. I was listening to an interview with Otomo Katsuhiro the other day. It's the creator of Akira. And he was talking about how he doesn't get like slanted panels and all that because he says it feels like it's showing off. And I see that a lot. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You could do it. You could show off, definitely show off. But for me, I just, I'm not the flashiest guy out there, so might as well just tell the story straight. Tell it straight. That's the key. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see here. Borders. There they are. Look at that. Yes, 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 yes. Borders. Borders. Watch this, guys. Watch what's going to happen now. So, I'm going to go here. All right, we're going to go to this one. Watch what I'm going to do now. I'm now going to import image. We're going to go to HighJohn. And we're going to type in the word borders. All right, there we go. See, watch this. Select those guys there. And there we go. So now all of the borders for the comics are actually laid out here. So you can see here, watch this. Let's move this up a little bit. So this is the artwork, right? And here we have this kind of setup. By the way, what this means is this is set up to the other stuff that I did. And we'll see if it plays, but for right now, it's just where we are. Okay. So what I had done the lettering for that stuff before. I had done it. Let's see here. Which one is this? Okay. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take there we go. Let me do this here. I want to choose this image here. I'm going to tell you why. Command C. Then we're going to do Command V. The reason why we did that because we want to make sure that we turn that border on. See, that border adheres to all of the other stuff here. So now what we got to do here is this. I could take this, take my magic wand tool, so that actually selects the border of that image. Now, if I want to, I'm going to hold down Alt. Sorry. One more time. There we go. All right. So if I turn that off, you see here, this is what's happening. I literally have like a top border and a bottom border, right? Now I'm gonna create a new folder here, new layer, and we're gonna go back to this. See this here? So we gotta do this, right? So we can go through here and say, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Alt. There we go. See what's happening? Yep, I love this. There we go. One more. One more, baby. One more. Bloop. Okay, great. So we have that. Now we have to make sure black is selected. And go here, outline selection. It's already set to draw outside. There we go. So Command D. So we literally have all of the panels that we need here kind of selected. Now, the only thing I don't like about this is I think the middle panel is a little bit too thin. So here's what we're going to do. I took that away, and watch what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take this. There we go. See? It's a little bit bigger. I can live with that. Live with that. Now let's go back again. Edit. Outline selection. All right, so that's better. See? That's good. I like that. And the cool thing is, because this is panels, I now can turn on record time lapse. So that means this is a Clip Studio Paint file. You have to make sure now if you create a Clip Studio Paint file from scratch, the record timeline is already automatically on. But if you import it from Photoshop and you save it as that, you got to make sure you turn on that feature. So now whatever I draw here will be recorded. So, all right, first thing we're going to do here is we're going to get a rough here. We're going to go right on top of that. Now, here's one thing I found. It's the strangest thing. It's a psychological hack that what happens is when you're drawing, you are, let me make sure I turn that now. So that's a little weird. Hope I don't bump into it. But what happens is as you are drawing in blue, for some reason, your brain, my brain at least, kind of rocks into it a little bit differently. And what I'm trying to do is make this drawing go easier. So I'm going to go here in a dense watercolor. See? There we go. I like that. Let's turn that down just a little bit. There we go. So we can go right here. See? All right. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. All right, we want to get the arm here. Let's get the clothes right. All right, so I'm good there. When he lands on that planet, this is how he's looking. He's looking like that, right? So you're gonna say here that, yeah, that's pretty good. Again, I'll probably may even go back and use some of this. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. See how I feel about it. There we go. See what's happening there? Sorry, stop talking there for a second. Because I kind of a little bit getting in the zone here. Huh? Yeah, let's see. Wow, look at that. Mm. See, I love that. I love that because it's the strangest thing when you're working black. In black, it's like you have a tendency to want to over detail everything. And this is great. Don't get me wrong. And watch this. See, I think that forearm should be bigger. Watch this. See? That's amazing how that works. Amazing, amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah. There's his rip collars here. Take it easy. See? All right, let me take a little eraser here. B for brush. Okay. There we go. See? Look at that arm. I love that. I love that. Now, I'm going to draw the other arm here. Do is right there is good. Again, line artwork. Line artwork. I do not want to go in with a special K brush. Not trying to do that. I want line artwork, and we'll let the color and some toning go in and add some stuff. I want it to be light. Light. Light, people. Boom. Whoops. That's a little tricky there. How about there? There we go. Eraser. Watch this. I'm going to take this, and now I'm going to move that over there because that's actually not the worst looking hand in the world. So if it works, just move it over slightly and use it. See? Now when I do that, I can take this. See? All right, that's good. All right, let's go back here and see how, yeah, see, that's like the wrist is there, but nothing else is there. So that's pretty good. All right. Okay. All right, back here. And I have to do the same thing to Black Prince. Shoot. Graphic history of hip hop. All of it. Yeah, there we go. See? Ha! There we go. All right, now watch this. I'm going to go to R. I'm going to rotate that. See that? There we go. And it's not about drawing fast. We want to draw fast, don't get me wrong. But it's just, as long as the sketches are tight, we can go in. What I don't want to do is I don't want to be overly precious with the sketches. But I do want to be, and I don't want to overly render this stuff. But I do want to show that I'm taking some time. Because I want this to also be a cartoon. That's what I'm also looking for. This should be a cartoon. B. All right, watch this. Here. All right. Okay. Now, I'm going to do something. I'm going to try an experiment here. I don't know if this is going to work. All right. You know, before I started streaming, one of the things I did oftentimes was I worked with music. And I want to try something here. So I'll let music play. If the music doesn't play, you guys tell me if the music, you can't hear the music. All right. Right, we have a little, well, it's okay. Let's do a refresh on that. Okay, YouTube. Okay, okay. Whoops. YouTube is still rocking. I mean, there's a little issues there. Well, it's okay. Twitch. Yep, Twitch. Stream. Going. Okay. And okay, Instagram, thank you. Okay. Substack still going. All right, now, before we do that, now let's go here. Now, we should be able, you should be able to hear this. If we can't, then, you know, that'll be on me. Okay, hang on, let's go here. Instagram. All right, we're gonna go here. We're gonna play music from High John Conqueror. That's up and coming music. Let's go back here. All right, let's go to Turney. R. All right, hang on. There we go. All right. Hang on one second, guys. A lot of work's been done on this. I think it might be cool to play this while I'm working, just to see what happens. So we're already logged in. All right, here we go. Ah, this will be good. This will be good. Let's see what happens here. some of this stuff I didn't like because I felt it was too. It's too contemporary. Yeah, too much. But it was beautiful, moody. What I want to do is try this orchestral information. I don't think I listened to this. All right, there we go. There we go. And if no one can hear me, please let me know. I mean, if you can't, I can hear the music, but if you guys can't hear, let me know, and I'll just take it off, and we'll see. pretty good there. All right, see, that's a little bit too contemporary. See, I don't want that. That's not good. I mean, it's kind of interesting, but no. And we're going to go back here, and we can see all, because you can see I've composed a bunch of different images. I've used AI to create a bunch of different images for me here. See here, it's one we got. One, I think. That's beautiful. And yes, this might be it. Yep, this is it. Here we go. All right, watch this. Erase a little bit there. It's pretty good. Like this. There we go. Now watch this. I could take this. There we go. See? It's not bad. There we go. See? That looks not bad at all. And I kind of like that flavor there. Yeah. See? Yeah. See, I like that. That's nice. Now, so right now he should be his back should be bent a little bit more. Watch if I did this. Let's see what happens. There we go. Yep. See? Done. Love this. There we go. Make his butt up. All right, I like that. Nice. All right, see? I like that. Nice. See? That's good. That's good. Now, you might say, okay, it's blue lines, black line. What are you going to do with that? Watch this. He's up there, so it'll be a little bit thinner line in the back. There we go. All right, hang on 1 second, guys. Be right back. Hold on 1 second. Right back. What's going on, man? Dad? What's going on? You doing outside? What's going on? What? What? You know outside. What's going on? Okay, just you can't eat this spaghetti, so we have to. Can you eat the meat, the chicken? Can you eat the meat without the noodles? Yes. Can you eat the meat without the noodles? There's meat left. Can you eat that without the noodles? very little noodles in there, okay? I'm gonna take this up to the front. Alright, I gotta get back on this. Yeah? What? Okay, go ahead. I'll bring this to you. Going back to your seat, I'll bring you a whole full glass of soda. There's root beer. You want some? You don't want root beer? All right. All right, guys. I have to apologize for having stepped away for a while. Just had to deal with my 91-year-old dad, which is a bit of a had to step away. Couldn't make that the most clean exit. But here's what I will do. I will now finish this off here because I can. Okay. Keep it real light, very light. Now I'm gonna see. we go. See? All right, now let's turn off this. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now watch this. Watch what happens now. I'm using a blue line. Right? Put a line here, just a little bit. Just a little bit of a line there. Now watch this. Watch this, guys. So now, select there, go here. I just want to erase just a little bit to make sure that there's a disconnect between the smoke and the stuff here. See? All right, watch this. All right, we're gonna go here. And we're going to now go right off in this area here. And we're selecting that, Command U, saturation gray. See? See what happens? That turns that gray, which is great. So it's like, for me, what happens is the blue, it just gives me something, it just makes something kind of solid in my brain. Then all I have to do here is go to Command L. And that Command L here will Command L, I think, whoops. Filter, tonal, okay, level correction, okay, don't worry about it. And watch this. See? All of a sudden, now there we go. With no blue lines. See? Yep, that is how I want to do. All right, John. Just like that. You know, spot elements here, there. I want to keep it real simple. Now I can then go in after that if I want. And I move that to black. Now I can add in spots. See? If I want, just spot blacks. Don't have to go crazy with it. See, I can do this. See? See? Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. But I will add one thing here. Watch this. All right, watch this. Go to eraser. All right. There we go. I wanted to put a rock in there, right? Okay. That is not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Now watch this, guys. Watch this. So if I go here, File Export, Time Lapse. See? The line actually is right there. Everything recorded in blue line. Right? Yep. See? It's incredible. So I would say this particular image In terms of the line artwork, that's done. I don't need to do anything else to that. See? I can do that. And when it comes time, I can just crop right into that shot. And that's really it. See? And the great thing is that right at the end goes to black. See? Blue to black. Not great? All right. With the exception of that 10-minute break I had to take to go deal with my dad, pretty productive day. As a matter of fact, I will go okay here. I will save that. I will treat that as saved, right? And I will save that as panel 4A. 4A. Because this is page 4, so it'll be 4A. So 4A, 4B, 4C, D, E, and F. Very, very good. Very, very good. Let's go here. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. We want to make sure we save in the High John Conqueror window here, though. All right. Zoom into this. I would color it now, but I think I need to go and get back to this other stuff here. So, you guys are so awesome, and you put up with me, and you make me feel like, you know, maybe what I'm doing here is worth it. Maybe it is worth it. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you so much. Man, I'm very proud of that. It's what happens when you draw a lot, you get better at it. And here I am, 59 years old, still trying to get better. Anyway, take care, guys. I'll talk with you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, so we're past hump day, and here we go. Remember, do you have enough joy generators in your life? Do you do enough work that is a joy generator? Are you cultivating joy in your life? Are you generating joy in your life? And remember, very important, it's not fair, it's physics. Take care. Have a good one. See you guys tomorrow.